Dear learners, greetings from IIT Guwahati. On behalf of Center for Educational Technology IIT Guwahati, I welcome you for this course Applied Thermodynamics. This particular course is being offered under National Program on Technology Enhancement Learning, that is NPTEL, through massive online courses, that is MOOCs. So, this particular course is developed by myself, Professor Niranjan Sahu. I am affiliated to Department of Mechanical Engineering. Along with me, I have Dr. Pranab Mandal, who is also my colleague in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. So, in this particular course, what we call as Applied Thermodynamics, it is a very basic course for undergraduate students, and in particular there are many common disciplines such as mechanical, aerospace, energy engineering. They are intended audience for this course, and for this audience it is expected that they should learn the prerequisite course, which is a basics thermodynamics, and in fact this is an approved syllabus by AICTE and in particular in our IIT system. Apart from this academic audience, the practicing engineers and scientists in allied fluid thermal streams, they can also participate in this course. Although I said the prerequisite is nil, but still I expect you that you should learn the basic courses, that is thermodynamics at UG level. However, in this particular course I have designed it in such a way that some of the fundamental aspects of UG level basic thermodynamics course has been covered. The duration of this course is about 12 weeks and it contains with 30 to 35 hours of lectures, and this particular course is modular in nature and it contains 6 number of modules. So, before I start this course, I just give a brief introduction why we need this particular course, that is applied thermodynamics. We all know that energy is the basic necessity of human mankind, and in our day to day life we require conversion of energy in one form to other. So, human civilization is accustomed with electrical energy, mechanical energy and thermal energy. These are 3 sources of energy, but in thermodynamics we call this as either in the mode of work or heat transfer. And by a basic fundamental law, that is first law, it is true that this energy can be converted from one form to other. So, means thermal energy can be converted to electrical energy and vice versa, and similarly thermal energy can be converted to mechanical energy and vice versa, and in fact we all know that electrical and mechanical energy are linked together. But now to have this triangle of 3 different forms of energy, we also have other sources of energy which is available in nature in renewable or non-renewable form. So, some of the renewable form of energies are solar energy, hydro or wind energy, nuclear energy, and also we have non-renewable form of energy which is chemical energy, which is available in the form of fuel. But all these basic form of energy, one common thing or unique thing is that they can take part in this energy conversion. So, if you look at this particular figure, we have different forms of energy and they form either part of the basic energy, that is thermal. For example, thermal source of energy can be obtained from solar, from geothermal source, from chemical energy, that is through fuels, and also you can get nuclear energy, and of course we do not have directly hydro or wind energy to thermal energy, but they can participate in the mechanical form of energy. But in turn what we expect is that finally when you get them either in 3 basic form, electrical or thermal and mechanical, they can be converted into one into other. So, all these concepts or basic necessity or fundamental laws that are governed with the basic thermodynamic courses, and while using it in technology form, we in this course will try to learn what are the different methods that are available, so that conversion of energy is possible. So, this is all about the basic introduction about this applied thermodynamics, why do we need to learn this course. So, as far as our particular course is concerned, that is applied thermodynamics, here we will deal with 6 modules, and in these 6 modules we try to cover the conversion of different parts of energy, that is mostly mechanical and thermal, and of course to some extent electricity, but we will not go deep into the conversion part for the electricity, and we will do all kind of mechanical aspects into this course. So, in the first module we have review concepts of basic thermodynamics, which I told you in the beginning that we will try to cover the basic important concepts, so that learners will have a complete hold on subsequent topics. The first part of energy conversion is from thermal to mechanical energy or electrical energy. So, we will deal with the steam power systems. So, this will tell you how we can extract energy from steam, superheated steam, which has very high content of enthalpy, and we want to convert them into power. Then we will move on to module 3, where we will discuss on internal combustion engines. This will tell you how we can extract energy from chemical source to thermal energy, and to some extent we will deal with the mechanical energy from the thermal energy itself. So, all these things are governed in the internal combustion engines. Then we will move to gas turbine engines. So, this gas turbine engines is also another source of power generation system, and of course, this concept of gas turbine engines is also used in the aircraft propulsion systems. So, here we will talk about the basic concept of the gas turbine engines and how they are linked for power generations. So, this is all about 3 modules that talks about the power generating devices or power generating systems. But module 5 will talk about refrigeration and air conditioning systems. Here we will look into the cooling effect or for a space under considerations. So, we all are accustomed with air conditioner, refrigerators, but the governing principle still lies with the concept of thermodynamics. But the very basic necessity for this kind of systems is that they require input power in the form of work, and the power is given to the system, so that we get the desired cooling effect. And the last segment I will talk about some kind of devices which we call as simple devices, we call as reciprocating air compressors, and in our day to day life we use these air compressors, and in majority of applications to start with, from cycle pumps or to provide the compressed air for vehicles. So, we will deal about something basic concept of reciprocating air compressors. So, in all these modules I will be covering almost all the modules, but except my colleague Dr. Pranam Mandal, he will talk about the steam power systems, and but rest of the modules I will try to cover. Now, let us start with the first module. The first module is review concept of basic thermodynamics. Here we will deal with the thermodynamic states, systems, processes, properties. We will also deal with the pure substances, and in particular we will talk about water, because the steam is the basic source of energy for a steam power plant for power generations. So, there we will talk about Mollier diagram, steam tables, how you are going to use it. And next segment of this module is thermodynamic definition of heat, work and energy, but although you are very familiar with what is heat, what is work and energy, and we call them as a single entity as energy, but there are some basic definitions with the viewpoint of thermodynamics. Then we will deal with the laws of thermodynamics. Here we will start with zeroth law, first law and second law of thermodynamics, and the last segment of this basic concept we will touch upon something on exergy analysis or exergy transfer by heat or work. So, this particular topic is mainly focused towards the fact that what is the maximum potential for a given system to extract energy. So, the best possible way that we can get it in the form of high grade energy, that is work. So, this particular topic is covered through exergy analysis. And in the module 2, that is steam power systems, we will discuss about the work ratio, thermal efficiency of power plants, and governing cycle of steam power system is the Rankine cycle. There we will touch upon reheat, superheat and regeneration concept. Then for the power, to generate power we require turbines, and here we will be mostly focusing on impulse and reaction turbines, their velocity triangles. Also and there are some auxiliary components in the steam power plant, that is condenser, steam generators and also nozzles. So, this will be the part of the steam power system. Now moving on to engine parts, that is first engine is internal combustion engine, is it covered in the module 3. So, here we will have engine nomenclature, classifications. So, we have here SI engine and CI engines. Then we will revisit that what is the basic thermodynamic cycles that govern these engines, and in particular we will discuss about Otto and diesel cycles. Then we will discuss about operating and performance parameter for engines, fuel characteristics, combustion phenomena, heat transfer analysis, emission and pollutions. Moving into gas turbine engines, this is the another method in which power can be generated from gas itself. That is one aspect. Other aspect is that these gas turbine engine concept are used for as a propulsing devices. So, instead of generating power, we expect that engine will give us thrust, or in particular it will give you a motion. So, and these concepts are being used for aircraft applications. So, all aircraft engines are gas turbine engines, and for them we will discuss about the engine nomenclature and classifications, and here the basic thermodynamic cycle is the Brayton cycles, and for this aircraft for this performance cycles of gas turbine engines we have heat exchange, we have reheat and we have intercooling concepts. Then moving further, we have real gas turbine cycles that includes the component losses. Then we will deal with the combustion phenomena, and here there is a mistake, combustion phenomena in aircraft engines. And finally, we will have aircraft propulsion cycles. Then moving to the module 5, that is refrigeration and air conditioning systems, we have these air conditioning system, they require, they expect work as a input to the systems. As a result, we get the desired cooling effects. So, the very basic concept that goes in here is the reverse Carnot cycle, or we also call as Carnot refrigeration cycle. And although this cycle is not possible theoretically, practically, although it is theoretically possible, but it is not possible practically. So, modification is done. So, we call this as a vapor compression system. And also another way of looking at the refrigeration cycle is the vapor absorption cycles, but these vapor absorption cycles get the energy from the heat source, whereas vapor compression cycles get the energy from the work source. And we will discuss about refrigeration and heat pump systems, and in particular the working fluids in the refrigeration cycles and air conditioning cycle is the refrigerants. We will discuss something about the refrigerants. Then moving on to the air conditioning systems, we require the two properties of air. One is humidity part, other is the temperature part. Whereas in the refrigeration we are mostly focused on temperatures, and in air conditioning we will be mostly focusing on temperature and humidity simultaneously. To have these governing concepts, we need to know the properties of moist air, and we have to very clear about a fundamental chart we call as a psychrometric charts in air conditioning applications. Then we will deal with the some simple air conditioning processes, and then some application side we will talk about cooling tower and air washers. So, these two things that will tell you that how a complete throughout year air conditioning concepts can be used. The last segment of this course is the that is module 6 is on reciprocating air compressors. So, here it is mainly deal with the work transfer, and that work transfer how you can correlate from the pressure volume diagrams. We also deal with the how a compressor works, what is its working cycle, and for this compressor we will also deal with the energy equation in the form of steady flow analysis, and in many applications we use multiple compressors. So, we call this as a multi-stage compressions. So, here we will deal with if there are multi-stage compressions, and in particular you use it in the gas turbine applications through where you are talking about intercooling concept. So, this concept of multi-stage compression is very useful to study those analysis. So, here this is the entire broad spectrum of this course, and there are some suggested references that is I have listed here. Although there are many books are available, but with respect to this particular course, I suggest you to refer these books, that is Moran and Shapiro, that is Principle of Thermodynamics, published by Wiley; Roger and Mayhew, Engineering Thermodynamics, it is published by Pearson; Istop and McConney, that is Applied Thermodynamics for Engineering and Technology, that is published from Pearson; Pulkervik, that is Engineering Fundamentals of IC Engine, this particular book is mainly for IC engines. And here it is, this book is very commonly known as Cohen and Rogers, that is gas turbine theory. So, basically number 5 is mostly for gas turbine engines, number 4 is mostly for IC engines, and Moran and Shapiro I will do mainly for steam power plants, steam power systems, and other two books are mainly with other topics like refrigerations, basic thermodynamics, and compressors. So, with this I give my introductions for this course. I hope at the end of the day we will learn all the basic concepts which has been covered in this course, and I strongly urge you to participate the entire course curriculum as laid down by our in the MOOCs platform. Thank you for your attentions. So, I expect to see you this course in rest of my module lectures. Thank you.